That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the...
Okay guys, so starting with the final quote, it's about society that's on its way down and it falls. It keeps telling itself, so far so good. So far so good. So far so good. It's not how you fall that matters, it's how you land.
C'est l'histoire d'une société qui tombe et qui, au fur et à mesure de sa chute, se répète sans cesse pour se rassurer. Jusqu'ici, tout va bien. Jusqu'ici, tout va bien. Jusqu'ici, tout va bien. L'important, c'est pas la chute. C'est l'atterrissage.
What do we think about that?
I mean, I think that the quote practically shows that, like, it's not really how you get there, like, what kind of challenges that you face through, like, getting to your, like, victory. It's, like, how you just get to the end goal. That's what's important. It's not, like, what you had to go through that's bad.
I mean, I can also agree on that point with you, Brooke. Like, when he says, it's not how you land, but, like, the fall that matters. I feel like he's definitely saying, like, with the final, like, scene where they get shot and he's, like, standing there at the cop car or whatever. I mean, that's what ended up them there, like, them falling. Okay, we're gonna skip to the next question. Okay. So, the message. What was the message of the film? What do we think the message of the film was? I don't know. I think the message of the film was like to get the director's point across. I don't know his name. I could look it up, but
and to open up people's eyes.
Open up people's eyes to, like,
police brutality.
I don't know, kind of like lower income things.
Yeah, you're right.
But well, speaking of, like, police brutality, like, I think that, like, guns are a big part in the movie because, like, it shows, like, it gives people the availability to be able to make dangerous decisions and be able to, like, have control of themselves and have power in what's, like, going on. I think that, like, it shows a source of power and it's used to idolize the whole cast of the male characters. Like, we see Vince, one of the main characters, his logic, like, deteriorates as he becomes overwhelmed with power. It shows, like, the facts that, like, overriding sense of power can be fatal.
Yeah, I mean, the way I, like, interpreted the message of the film with this movie was, like, I don't know, to show police brutality and kind of, like, how some of the cops treat people, like, lower income or race, anything kind of like that.
I also think that one thing that, like, strikes the whole movie is, like, the thing of, like, the power of, like, money, the thing that money has with this, because they're, like, in poverty right now, and it drives, like, the motivation for them. Like, it could also be shown as a weakness, because, like, they have to perform illegal activities to be able to, like, deal with all the, like, bullshit that's going on. But it defines them, like, it shows them, and it builds them as characters to, like, see what they have to go through.
Why do we think the director made the film?
To inform us. And also, like, entertain.
He made the film because he was motivated by the murder of someone who was murdered by police. It was a 17-year-old, and he made the film about police brutality because he believed that he was murdered for no reason.
Traumatizing happens to somebody, and then, like, something traumatizing happens to somebody, and they have to, like, make, like, this, like, power move to be able to make their point across that, like, this happened and, like, you need to see, like, the real life that's happening, so I'm gonna make, like, this art piece to show, like, what's real life, and you're gonna pay attention to it, and you're gonna see what's actually happening, and maybe it'll, like, stick in your mind.
Damn, Brooke preaching over here.
For real.
That was
For
like,
real.
I definitely can agree on that. Like, it was like a huge form of art. Like, instead of just like painting showing police brutality or whatever. I mean, he made a whole film about it.
Put
I mean,
real life into, like, real words.
Exactly. What do we think the role of the police in the film was?
I mean, the police was definitely, like, they weren't, like, a minority like the rest of them, but they were, like, hated on like everybody else.
Yeah, they were a huge thing. I mean, like, a lot of the main characters called them pigs. I mean, like, well, even when they're in the, like, the rich part of town, they did
They're
like
treated differently.
exactly. Like these pigs treat us differently.
Yeah, they're just
They
brutal.
call me sir.
They're violent.
But not even that. Like,
I mean,
people
yeah.
just like want to hate on them.
No, like even
Bro, say something.
no, even when like they were in the rich part, like they still like got just ran up to by the cops for no apparent reason. Like they're just like, oh, let me see your form of ID and everything. Like, what was the point in that? What was there any point in that thing?
The point of what?
Like I don't know how he approached them to like I think because it was the lower class, probably dealt with something with class and also race.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that the whole world has to do with race, and the whole world has to do with what class you're in. It doesn't matter like who you are as a person. It just matters like who the fuck like you are, like label wise, like what your sexuality is, what your class is, what your race is. Like it doesn't matter who you are as a person. It just matters like what label you are to society.
Guys,
I feel like-
being edited. Like,
I know, but if you're not gonna talk the whole thing,
I know
then
we
you
still
need
all
your
gotta
voice.
talk. We still do all gotta talk
I talked once. I don't know what else to say.
because Burke won't give us credit for all of us.
Is
if
that
we
The
don't
movie,
Your computer shut off, by the way.
the song.
talk. No, it's not.
Oh.
We're fine. Was there any role in like with the cow when we see the cow in the scene? Was that part of the role in the police?
No, it was like
I don't think so.
it played a part as like something that's out of place.
I
That
felt
should have
that
been there.
it had to do something with Vince. I feel like he had a lot of like mental problems going on with him. He's also the one who pretended to shoot that cop. Like he pretended like he shot that cop through the window.
Yeah.
And like he fell through the window, but he didn't actually shoot him. Like just how he hallucinated the cow and didn't actually see him. He's going insane slowly, and that's why having a gun in his hands and having that power that he has isn't good, because he almost shot that police.
Yeah.
Or-
Like I think it also kind of symbolizes like even with his friend, I forgot what his name was that got shot though. That I think that was also like a point out of place for him in his life.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably might have made him actually
Yeah, that like
hallucinate.
changed everything for him. Once his friend died, it just like changed his whole view on like cops, changed his whole view on like everything.
Yeah, did he find out before what is it called? Before like his friend got killed. Was that before he saw the cow or after?
That was after.
After. Or no, wait.
No, it was
No,
before.
it was before. It was before. Yeah,
before.
cause that's when he goes
Yeah,
up to
'cause-
the police
yeah,
and
'cause
acts
then
and
saw
thinks
the
he's
news
shot. Yeah.
report on it.
Yeah, it was just on like that big like sign.
But if that was like Loki, like I don't know, metaphoric or like a sign.
It was definitely like, yeah, it could have been like something like out of place, like something's out of place in your life, so something bad's gonna happen.
So yeah, like definitely if like something's like I don't know if it's like put in the movie or like in the film, it like it like has something to do with like what's gonna happen.
Okay, and do you think this representation of like the film is it still relevant to the U.S.
Definitely.
right now?
Yeah. Police
Because-
brutality has not stopped,
Definitely not.
It's a
especially
big
towards like
part
colored people
of today's world.
and women.
But also just like racial and ethnic backgrounds, like what's his face, like Hubert or whatever his name was.
Hubert, yeah.
Yeah, like he was like a black boxer,
Mhm.
and then the other guy was Jewish, and the other guy was Arabic.
Mhm.
Like, you're just like getting like, okay, well first you're a male, second you're this, third you're this.
Mhm.
So like we're just gonna hate on you because you're this, and
Did
this.
did they stereotype anything with like money and like the Jewish guy?
I don't
like his friend?
know, but I know that they stereotyped Hubert because he was a drug dealer.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did that a lot in the movie. What was the way like the cinematography and editing of this film like help understand it better?
It was black and white.
Yeah, but I know that it was black and white because the director just thought it was cool. Like he didn't like do it for a reason.
Yeah, because when in my film theory class we just got done watching this movie Roma, and that's all black and white, and he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
For like kind of like a more art sensation. With black and white movies, Mr. Rudolph was saying that it's harder for those movies to get more popular since they're not in color first of all, and so like a lot of people don't like seeing that. I
I
don't know.
also think that with the whole like it being in French and it not being able to be translated to English is a big part of it too.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, when we watched Roma, actually, that's what Rudolph was exactly saying. When you have a foreign film mixed with black and white, and that's kind of like more of an art representation, more than like for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, it's definitely more of has a
It's
meaning.
yeah, it's harder to like get into like big theaters or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely.
This film was like more old, huh? Like it wasn't super new.
Yeah, it was like 90s, right?
Yeah, I think
So it's probably just like using black and white to like, I don't know, represent like the past, and then like the color like as like now.
Yeah.
So like the police brutality and like all that stuff that was going on in that film, it's still like it still relates to now.
I had a song that connected to the other songs.
Sound of the Police.
Yeah, it was it wasn't Sound of the Police. It was Fuck the Police.
You gotta speak up.
It was Fuck the Police.
There
It
you
was
go.
that one song by like E-Eazy and everything, all of them. Cause even Mr. Burke said that it could like be in the film, like replace one of the songs.
Give us a sample.
It's called Cop-
Wasn't there like a Bob Marley song playing?
Yes.
No, yeah. It was
Yeah, when wasn't it when he was like doing the heroin?
Yeah, isn't like Bob Marley like kind of like
What,
good
this one?
vibes and
Police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad 'cause I'm brown.
No, yeah.
That's right.
No, but that definitely could be definitely substituted for like the Sound of the Police. I don't know, a lot of like the kind of like political songs that are like saying fuck the police or whatever. I think they definitely can be like put into this film real easy.
And going back to the, like how they left it in French, I feel like it gives it more of that feel of like intensity, because it's like stuff that you watch in like different languages gives a different vibe than if it's dubbed to English.
like it's not just like related to like you like in your language. It's like
Yeah.
related to other people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the director, I wonder if he put it in French on purpose, like because he wanted people to pay attention, because you have to read subtitles.
Exactly,
can't
that's what I
unless
think.
you
Another
understand
thing is,
French.
it's like subtitles are like a big way to get people to like actually like be involved in the movie.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean not a lot of people know French, especially in the U.S.
Yeah, it gets you to like grab your attention. So he probably like did that to like get people's attention, to like have them pay more of it.
Mm.
The sound in this movie, like the Sound of the Police soundtrack, which creates a clear hatred and opposition against the police. It contributes towards the power of the narrative as the song addresses the police, as the police normally appear as more powerful. This challenges the power. The overhead shot of Said, is that his name?
Saeed.
Said. It suggests from his perspective he is vulnerable and always opposed to the police. And the close-ups on the uniform to reinforce the power of the police, which builds tension due to the youth's hatred for the police.
Going back to like the point of the film, I feel like it was to portray like just the issues that were happening at that time.
Wait, does anyone know why it's called La Haine? Like, what does
It
that
just
mean?
means hate.
Oh, okay.
The hate.
And what's their hate towards?
The police. What do you mean?
Yeah, and then it's vice versa.
What were your thoughts on the final scene of the movie?
It was beautiful.
I think it was beautiful. Yeah, it was such a good ending, bro. When what's his name? Hubert shot the cop, and the cop
The cop shot him?
him at the same time as he shot the cop, and his friend watched him kill the cop.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't. The thing is, it
But
doesn't
we don't
even
know who
convey
died,
that.
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
Hubert died or not.
Because they both shot their gun at the same time, so we don't know. Because they killed his friend. They killed Vince. By accident.
Because they're jerks and they're threatening him,
Yeah, they were threatening him, and they didn't actually want to kill him, but then their gun went off and shot him in the head.
which was messed up.
Yep.
Because it's immediately right when Vince gives away his gun. That's exactly what happens.
It's actually the point where he loses power.
The role of the police in the film and how does it represent, is it relevant today? In my opinion, I think so, because police brutality back then and now because how there are riots and everything in Paris, and they were all like shooken up about it. And in the U.S. today, there is still police brutality.
There's so
towards
many
people.
riots today. Like so many that like have already happened that are still going on. What is the meaning of this entire movie?
It shows the struggle that they go through with dealing with the police, to being a part of the riots, or just how they live their life. How
Yeah.
Hubert sells drugs. Vince wants to be a hard. He wants to be tough. Saeed just doesn't really have a spot.
That man just always vibing.
Vince was like was he the most powerful in the movie? Like, did he seem like he had the most power?
Definitely, yeah.
I don't know,
Like, he was
Hubert. I think
introduced.
I think honestly it was
Vince.
Hubert, because when
Hubert knew
Vince
how to
actually gets
control it.
because when Vince actually gets a chance to kill like one of the skinheads, Hubert's like, oh, do it, and then I mean like, that's when Vince also loses his power a lot because he doesn't do it.
When Vince was like introduced, like he had a ring on, like you could like it was like a clear shot of like his ring, and I feel like that represented power, but like he was also the one to get killed.
He played the tough guy role and then gave it up and lost his life.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think the meaning was just about what they used to struggle with. Just like it's what we still struggle with today. So, like it shows that it still goes on, and it's not anything that has stopped or probably will stop anytime soon, which is the main point. Because otherwise, if it was just something that was like temporary, maybe they wouldn't make a movie about it, because it like, you know,
It'll blow over.
yeah, it'll blow
but since
over.
it was such a big problem,
Yeah, and
during
it's
that
still
time.
a problem.
It shows like the now and like I mean the then and the like the now.
Yeah.
Like it gives
And
us
how it
something
still
to
hasn't really
compare it to.
changed.
Yeah.
It's really nothing much has changed.
I don't think anything's ever gonna change, really, though. It's like the system's just so,
It's so locked in.
yeah, it's already just there. It's not like we can fight all we want. Nothing's gonna change. No one's gonna make a difference.
But at least we can bring light to the situation and show everybody the real world about what they're not able to see.
Yeah.
In Miss Rael's like I'm writing about the Hong Kong protests, and this is like a lot like it, like the riots, the police brutality, like the messed up system,
Mhm.
like the things people are having to do. Like it's not like in
Yeah,
Paris, but it's in Hong Kong.
The
It's like
Hong
it's
Kong is basically the same thing. It's intense on what they do.
Mhm.
scary.
They've just taken over the whole city.
I have like one more point.
We still have like 10 more minutes.
So each character, it like I was reading up on something and it said it films up. So it goes to different perspectives. So Vince? I don't know. It goes to his perspective on what he's going through, and then it goes to his friends. And then it's like all of them together, what they're dealing with. Does that make sense?
Elaborate.
Yeah, 'cause like Vince, it shows like he was in the mirror acting tough, like he had a gun, and then Hubert was
Selling drugs.
selling drugs and in his gym, and Saeed was kind of just there.
It kind of shows. So with Hubert, he sells drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Some people still do that, and it's like what he does on a probably day-to-day basis. And Vince acting like tough guy when I think a police got killed and he took his gun from that guy from that police.